This month on Inside More, we will show you more residents' responses to a powerful documentary on domestic violence. Plus, we'll show you why Old Town is generating so much buzz in the community. But first, the city shows us how some consultants from Virginia are helping to rebuild Moore. That's all coming up right now.
Over the last 5 months, the City of Moore has been in recovery mode as it rebuilds homes and businesses. The citizens have been resilient as the city prepares for the next step in long-term planning.
After the tornado, we knew that we were going to have issues with housing. We knew that we were going to have some studies to show us where we should be putting our effort in rebuilding.
The City of Moore has brought in consultants to gather data to give the city an understanding of the current status of housing.
They break that information down by single family, multifamily, duplexes, apartments. So it gives us an overall picture of what our housing is and what our needs will be to continue to sustain growth.
We need to understand what type of housing we have locally, so we're going to go out and do an inspection of all the neighborhoods, and we're going to get a sense of new development, existing development. Obviously the community has grown over a period of years, and we would try to get a better sense of that.
The consultants have been hard at work studying the ins and outs of Moore and have even talked with the city leaders.
This week was to meet with a group of stakeholders. We invited city council members, members of the business community, members of the real estate community.
It starts with a series of interviews with local officials, people who are in the housing industry and real estate industry, who can tell us a little bit about the sort of folks that live in the community, the type of housing that people demand. Our intent is to try to understand those trends and sort of project into the future.
The goal? To begin planning Moore's home building for the next 20 years.
The housing consultants will make projections 10, 15, and 20 years out and how to sustain our growth.
Longer term, we're trying to position the community to be able to accommodate the growth. Now, this is a fast-growing community. It's going to have needs in the future, and what's the implications of that growth, and what type of housing do we need?
The city and their consultants aren't alone in making these big decisions. They want the citizen input as they explore all options.
In November, the consultants will be coming back. They'll be holding one focus group, and they will be holding a basically information sharing to the citizens. We want to invite all citizens that are interested in the housing needs and the housing market of the city to come.
So at that meeting, we're hoping that they're going to have some findings, and we're really hoping that the citizens who are interested in housing issues will come forward and participate in this meeting. We're hoping it's going to be a healthy dialogue.
Well, we're getting ready to come back to Moore probably in November with a public meeting, which is to share with people some early results of our analysis so we can start to set a course for the future.
The City of Moore is preparing for a bright future, and they want to hear you at the November meeting to decide where Moore's strong recovery will take us next.
The city's never embarked something so massive, and we are excited to get the results and see where the future leads us.
For more information on the public consulting meeting, contact the City of Moore at 793-5053 or go online to cityofmoore.com.
October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and in honor of this, Hillsdale Free Will Baptist College, located here in Moore, offered a free screening of Amy's Story, a documentary about a victim of domestic violence.
So what we did tonight, we did a free screening of Telling Amy's Story, which was a Verizon Wireless employee whose life tragically ended at the hands of her husband in a domestic violence instance.
I think one of the first indications I had that there was abuse with Amy was she could never be working alone with a male And then just the things that Amy would have to do. She had to report in when she left for lunch. And by report in, I mean she had to call to her husband. She had to call when she got back from lunch. So he had to know where she was at all moments of time.
The point of the screening was to tell her story to people here. Oklahoma has recently seen a huge jump in the number of women's deaths at the hands of their spouses or significant others in domestic violence cases. So we want to tell the story of one of our employees and how it ended so that people can hopefully see all of the signs that led up to her death and be the person to come in and make that change, you know, tell her to go get help, be the person to get help, be the person to encourage her to get out of the situation so that we prevent this stuff from happening and lower the domestic violence rate in our state.
But if you can't be safe in your own home, does it matter if your community is safe?
In 2012, the District Attorney's Office filed 416 domestic violence charges. A lot more referred to us, but for various reasons, those are the amount that we chose to file. In 2012, there were over 24,000 police reports made to law enforcement regarding domestic violence.
I came to the screening tonight because it's a really big deal for our community. The numbers have drastically changed of domestic violence, and it's just really important to spread the word and get the word out to, you know, the community that this is not okay and that, you know, women and men deserve to be treated equally.
And think about this. When you're the victim of domestic violence and you finally have the courage to disclose to a police officer in a hospital bed what happened to you, and nothing changes, are you going to keep telling the story?
My first initial reaction, I was angry. You know, it's hard to see those things and know that it's like 3 out of 4 people like know someone who's been affected by this. It's hard to watch. It's hard to like know that that's a reality, and even though I'm not affected by it, like so many people are.
He would follow her all over the store, and then if she made him leave, then he would call the store constantly. Every couple minutes, if we picked up the phone, it was usually him, and we would say that she's busy with a customer.
We just wanted to be friends. We just wanted her to be able to come to us and feel like she had someone to come to.
I think it's interesting that they trace back, you know, starting from the beginning, and they show the different signs and different ways that it could have been prevented, and different places where people in her life saw the signs and could have stepped up and put a stop to this.
It's a very serious problem that affects everyone, not just the victims. It affects children that live through this, as well as places of employment where the victims work, their friends and family, and it's something that victims need people to help them through it.
If you or someone you know needs help, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE.
You're going to see whatever. My hand is reflected. Watch this. You see how your face.
This simple interaction between teacher and student may seem ordinary, but there is something magical about this exchange inside Abracadoodle Art Studio.
Abracadoodle, just like abracadabra, except we doodle, so it's like magic.
Magic is the appropriate word for a business tucked into Old Town Moore, a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Despite a difficult summer, Old Town is experiencing tremendous success, as evidenced by 3 new businesses located right in the heart of this Moore masterpiece, which brings us back to our art class.
Think of rainbows? Rainbows make me think of clouds.
I read about Abracadoodle in a magazine called Black Enterprise when I was deployed to Balad, Iraq back in 2008. I decided once I returned from my deployment that I would want to work for the company, and then after further research, I learned that I could own a franchise.
Inside their physical location, kids and adults can explore creative outlets they never thought possible. After-school programs, adult classes, and even baby art classes are available. But the true impact of Abracadoodle happens outside their walls through partnerships with local schools.
We give back the opportunity to have visual art back into the school system where it has been removed in so many of them due to various reasons.
Having Abracadoodle stand in the gap for schools means a gap in learning is also filled.
Visual art especially is important because it gives that skill set of critical thinking. It also gives them that quality of follow-through, so seeing something that they started from start to finish.
April is not a Moore native, but her love for the community and Old Town especially started immediately after moving here with her husband, Isaac.
I joined the chamber when we first moved here with Abracadoodle, and I just got the sense of warm welcome here. Everyone just welcomed us in to where when this space became available, I was like, I want it. But however, before we could make the final decision to do it, because my husband was deployed, I had to wait on him, so I called every day to make sure no one else got this space, because it's just perfect for us.
It is fitting that while art lessons are going on at Abracadoodle, customers can take in a variety of color and warmth at To the Nines, a clothing boutique located right next door.
We're a fashion-forward clothing boutique for women. We have accessories and clothing. I do all the ordering, so I don't order anything I wouldn't wear myself.
Women looking to dress to the nines can find the latest trends in clothing and accessories inside Emily's store. While browsing, shoppers can take in the unique quotes painted on the walls, a symbol of To the Nines' fun-loving attitude.
I actually have a girlfriend from college. She's super artistic. She asked me what I wanted. I didn't know, and so she just painted them. I think they're great. Don't you think they're great?
Emily's roots grow deep in the Moore community, so there was a huge incentive to start her business in Old Town.
I'm from Moore. I graduated from Moore High School. My husband graduated from Moore High School. We love Moore.
For moms or moms-to-be, the location of To the Nines, right next to our final store, the boutique, offers a perfect shopping match. Once you find that perfect outfit for yourself, swing on over to the boutique to find clothing, toys, and accessories for your children or newborn.
We search out high-quality products that you can't find anywhere, along with handmade items from local artisans and crafters.
The boutique opened last year, but they've since relocated to the heart of Old Town, right on Main and Broadway. And despite a rocky summer, JC and Ashley are seeing customers flock in for their one-of-a-kind products.
We have very unique vendors that specialize in those products, and when you do something over and over again, the quality gets really, really good.
If you spend any time with JC and Ashley, you will hear about their passion to sell quality products for our youngest of citizens. But they have an even greater passion to build relationships with their customers.
I've been in lots of different stores, and I've walked in and been in there for minutes, and no one's ever greeted me or said, hey, how are you? Can I help you with something? We just always make sure everyone that walks in our door, they feel special and they feel we're happy to have them.
We know them. We know their husbands' names. We know their kids' names. We know, we see their kids grow up.
The boutique can also plan your kid's next birthday party or design a nursery for your soon-to-be bundle of joy. It is in these times when the boutique's customer service really shines and validates the owner's decision to open in Old Town.
We love that new businesses that have opened up, from the women's boutique to the children's art education, it's just I love Old Town. It's just a neat place to be.
As a love for Old Town continues to grow, there is no doubt the magic will continue for the businesses that call it home.